Are you using systems like Marketo or HubSpot or MailChimp to invite people to your Splash event but want to pre-fill the form? This video is for you. Splash is an all-in-one marketing platform for your events. Not only can it do the registration page, it can also be used to send on-brand invites to all of your guests. But a lot of organizations might have a lot of reasons why they can't use Splash's email sender for that invite. They might have compliance things like GDPR, they might want to track frequency, that they might want to email somebody. So there's a lot of reasons why somebody might say, I have to use my main email sender in my organization. When you're using different systems for different parts of the marketing, you'll sometimes miss out on some of that deep integration. Case in point, if your guest receives an email invite from Splash, then when they click on that link, all of their registration info is already in there, so they can just check it to make sure it's accurate, update what's necessary, and RSVP. If you want to create invites that have that same pre-filled registration experience, it is possible using external systems as long as you're implementing URL parameters. So in this video, we're going to show you exactly how to set that up, in this case using MailChimp, but the principles will apply to any platform. All right, so we're going to start off in Splash. We're going to go into our event called Query Parameter Workshop, which is our sample in this case. We're going to go into the form within that, and then we're going to see the 3 fields that we have in our form. You can do this where you can pre-fill out the form for any field, but I'm just going to use the standard 3, first name, last name, and email, as an example in this case. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and click on first name, and you'll see just kind of the standard stuff you're used to, but notice the advanced section here. And if we open this up, we can actually see a little toggle, which indicates whether or not you can fill this form out, or I guess this field out, with a URL parameter, and you'll see the name of the URL parameter itself, first_name. So that's the piece that we need to be able to construct a URL that fills out the form. If we go to the other fields, you go to last name, open it up, and you can see that the parameter name is last name and that the URL parameter is enabled. And you'll go to the same thing for email. You'll see that email is the parameter name and that it's turned on. So you're going to want to do this for any field. Make sure that it's turned on and make sure that you know the exact URL parameter name for any field that's on your form that you want to pre-fill. So now that we know that, we're going to go to MailChimp in this case. You can do this with really any marketing automation tool, Marketo, HubSpot, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, Pardot, Eloqua. Really, they should all be able to dynamically generate these types of emails with dynamic links. I'm actually going to start off by going into the audience section, taking a look at all contacts, and I want to show you specifically audience fields for merge tags. So merge tags are the dynamic tag concept that exists inside MailChimp. Every one of the platforms have one. In Splash, they call them dynamic tags. In Marketo, they are going to call them tokens. Generally, they're always kind of the similar. Put some sort of indicator around it, some sort of delimiter around a keyword like email or first name or something like that. So you can see in MailChimp, your delimiter is going to be a star and then a pipe and then a phrase. So for email, it's email all caps. You can change the rest of them. The defaults for first name are certainly just going to be F name, and last name is going to be L name. So you can see this star, pipe, some sort of keyword, and then pipe star. That's how you create a dynamic tag in MailChimp. So let's put all of that together and send an email. If we go to campaigns, I'll create a campaign and send an email. So let's call this "You're invited to the Query parameter workshop RSVP today. All right, so we're going to keep it simple on who it's from. We're just going to say it's me. And with the subject, we essentially wrote the subject as the name of the campaign. And then with the content, I'm going to click on Design Email. And I've already actually created an email template in MailChimp to use for this demonstration. So I can just go to my saved templates. And there we go. I've got my email template in MailChimp. The piece that's most important in setting all of this up is finding whatever button or link you're going to use to ask people to register for your event, and making sure you edit the URL so that it's going to do that dynamic piece. So first, we obviously need to just send them to the splash page. So in this case, we're going to go put the web address like that. So worst case scenario, if you were to stop here, it would just send out a normal email. But because we want to make it dynamic, we're going to put a question mark here that starts the query string part of the URL. And we're going to start off with first name. So if you remember in Splash, first name's URL parameter is first underscore name. And then we say equals. And now we're going to say, okay, well, we want the dynamic field from MailChimp to go where the first name is going to go. So we're going to do that star pipe, F name, because that was their nomenclature, pipe star to close it. There you go. So now this will pass in the first name of whoever we're sending this email to. We'll do an ampersand for saying and, so we're adding in another query string. And we'll say last underscore name equals star pipe L name pipe star ampersand email equals star pipe email pipe star. There you go. This now should say, fill out the first name, last name, and email of the Splash form whenever it is opened up by somebody clicking on the link that is generated in this email. So let's go ahead and test that out. We're going to save and close. Everything else should be good, so we'll go ahead and press continue. And let's go ahead and send it. Now what I've done is I've put in a bunch of fake email addresses in here and set it up so that they're all going to just go to me. So it might take a minute or so. I might jump right now in time and check out those emails. All right, so now I'm in one of the emails that I just sent myself. And if I take the link, I figure I might as well just open this up in an incognito window to really kind of get it right. All right, we're going to bring that over into the view. And we'll paste it. All right, so now if you take a look at the actual URL itself, it'll be the normal Splash URL that you're used to. But then after that query string, you've got first name equals Christopher, last name equals Powell, email is darkhawk@syncfoundry.com. So most people don't look at that URL, but to make sure it fully makes sense what we did in MailChimp versus what was generated here, this email to this person now has a link that will automatically fill out their name in the registration page so they can just correct anything and press submit. So armed with a little bit of extra knowledge as to how to use URL parameters to fill out forms and a little bit of planning, you're able to create a much more integrated and personalized experience for those invites to those amazing events you're inviting people to. If you have more questions, put them in the comments, and if you need help on doing this or any other types of integrations for Splash, Marketo, HubSpot, anything like that, well, that's what we do, so you can reach out to us at syncfoundry.com. If you found this type of video helpful and you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.